Hello everyone, Maliesa here. I am the founder of Hot Perspectives, which is a consulting firm focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, education, and strategy for the industry that I love, franchising. I have been working in corporate franchising for the last 15 years, gaining immense experience across HR, operations, and training systems, HOT. And what I am most proud about is really helping support over 50 new entrepreneurs get into franchising, open their own businesses, and really take steps towards building a legacy and building generational wealth. When I reflect on my career in corporate franchising, particularly as a Black woman, I think about how privileged and grateful I am to have grown up in one of the world's most diverse and multicultural cities. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. And I guess having grown up around all different types of people from all different, parts of life, walks of life, I seen the value and the beauty of what happens when all those cultures mix and come together. And so it was disappointing and a little shocking getting into corporate and realizing that didn't translate into the working world. And so I've had to navigate the majority of my career either as the only woman in the room or the only woman of color in the room, and definitely most often the only Black woman in the space. And internally I have to ask myself, how did that impact me? And how it impacted me is in how I chose to show up in those moments. The mental gymnastics of should I say, can I say, how to make this more palatable, how to influence in these spaces. It had me question a lot about myself, and quite frankly had me minimize a lot of myself to make other people comfortable and to do what I thought was expected. So glad I don't have to do that anymore. There's such a beauty in showing up authentically and truly as you, as me. I would say the biggest change that I've seen in myself and in my career since connecting with Latrice and LeaderKeys is in my confidence. When I first met Latrice, I was recovering from a really toxic work environment that had a huge negative impact on my mental health, on my confidence, on my energy. And so working with Latrice helped me rediscover myself, connect with myself, and remind myself of how powerful I am just as I am. Her hashtag is making people awesome, and that's exactly what she's done for me and my career, both as an entrepreneur and as a leader. One example I can think about would be in figuring out what opportunities to say yes to and what opportunities to say no to. And having that discernment is so incredibly powerful and needed when you're growing, because you want to make the right choices for yourself and your brand. And so having Latrice there to share with again and get that feedback and get that insight from someone who has been there and who works with other women doing the same thing, it's just been extremely rewarding and awesome. Till we come at diversity, equity, and inclusion for business in a way that not only focuses on making sure the systems are great, but also making sure that the leadership is equipped to continue that work, because it's always a continual process. It's not a one and done. It truly is a journey. Until we get to a place where organizations truly invest resources to make it happen, we'll be stuck. We'll be stuck. And so if you're an organization leader who wants to do better in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space, I would say support your leaders. Get curious about what opportunities lay within your systems, and really commit to being the change that you want to see. Something I've learned from being in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space, especially as a Black woman, has been how isolating it can feel, how alone it can feel when you have the sole responsibility of driving massive change across an organization. I've recognized that people are really in different places on this journey. There are a lot of leaders out there with DEI responsibilities that don't have a clue about why it's important and struggle to see the business case for DEI. And I've also met leaders who are extremely passionate, very committed to learning and unlearning, and really care about making impactful, real change throughout the entire organizational system, and not so much as a siloed thing. And so one piece of advice I can give any DEI practitioner or Black woman leading the DEI charge for their organization is to give yourself grace and find your community and your support. We're all human, we all need it, and being in community with people who share your values, your vision, your passion, and understand the true power of inclusive leadership, those are the people that are going to help you get through those frustrating times, those isolating times, and those times that you maybe feel like hanging up the towel. So yeah, find your community, find your support. I've met a great community of women in the Great Exhale, which is where I met Latrice, and finding a community again that, and a space that you can really just be, it's everything. It's everything.